It's Laura at Little Inker Designs, and if you'd like to see how I made this card and this card for the September Monthly Meetup Challenge, then keep on watching. So here I have a couple of projects that I've made with a cover-up swirl die in the past, and this is the Monthly Meetup Challenge special this month. This die is going to be on sale for $14.99 through the end of our challenge, or as supplies last. I really like this die. It's beautiful. And as you can see here, I have a project that I have framed because I like it so much. So I take it out every year about this time and put it on display. I just love how this came out. It also uses some stamps from our Thanksgiving Wishes stamps. So here's another project I made with that die. And I colored first with pencils and then die cut. And then I sprayed everything so that, with hairspray actually, so that it stayed in place. And then I wrapped the front of the card with vellum and I heat embossed a sentiment. And this one's pretty special to me because it was actually published in Paper Crafts magazine. Thumbs up. So you can see some of the things we made with that die and why it's so awesome. So here's a card that I made for today's challenge, and it uses some of our new So Thankful stamps and the coordinating So Thankful label die, as well as our gift bow topper die and the stitched wood grain cover-up die that we have in our collection. And I really like the way this turned out. I stamped the pumpkins all along the bottom there. As you can see, came together really easily and cute. And I used the colors in our challenge. And I really liked how the gift bow topper there reached from side to side. And that was an exact 4.25 inch die. So now I'm going to start to put together the next card, and I thought I would share with you how I made it step by step. So I knew I wanted to use our swirl die, so I die cut it from vanilla cardstock, and then I kind of wanted to set it in a frame, so I picked this like tomato colored cardstock and I nested those two circle dies there together to make that frame that you see. And then I knew I wanted to layer it on top of this honey-colored paper to keep in line with the colors of the challenge. And here I'm just trying to figure out which size pumpkin I'd like to use as a focal image for when this project is complete. It's definitely the large pumpkin. So I've die cut the swirl cover up, and now I'm going to overlay my frame, and I've decided I don't like the color, so I took it off camera and I made a new frame also from vanilla, and there's my almost finished focal point. Now I'm going to figure out what kind of paper to use for this project. So I tried some cork. Nah, it's okay. And now I've got some craft paper, and I really like the way this looks, so I'm going to proceed with that. And off camera I made a craft card base, A2 size, and I'm going to take my bone folder and just give it a really smooth crisp crease. Love that thing. So here I'm going to sort of figure out my layout. I guess I'm the world's slowest crafter because this card really didn't take much time at all. It was more planning than anything. Now I'm going to add the texture die to my pumpkin, and you can see it added the stitching throughout the body of the pumpkin, which I really like. And I'm going to use my bone folder again just to smooth out any edges of the die that are left there. And just a quick swipe is all it needed. And I like how that looks now. So I'm going to get the topper die and the leaf die, which I cut from cork paper for the stem. And I'm going to add a green leaf now to the side. I really like how you can build these dies to customize them however you want, and I'm really liking how this turned out. So I'm going to add this to my card front as a focal image. Cute, right? It's coming out cute. I kind of like that focal image in the background. Now I'm going to use our new Nuts About You stamp set. Now again, this is brand new. It's still coming in. Stay tuned. They are coming. I've selected the Happy Fall stamp to use, and I'm using my color chart for my archival inks to select my sentiment color. I chose Vermilion. And there it is. And now I'm just trying to figure out what I'm going to do with my sentiments. I know I'm going to stamp onto that stitched sentiment flag die with my ink. And I wanted to layer the flags like I did in the inspiration project from our inspiration graphic. So now I'm just going to stamp my Happy Fall sentiment. I love these inks. I'm obsessed. They're so crisp, I can't even... You must have them in your collection if you don't already. I think they're so great. So we'll cover that up. And now I know I'm going to die cut with my original sentiment flag die from cork cardstock, and that's how I'm going to layer these two flags together. I felt like the cork behind it just gave it a little bit of dimension, which I really liked. So now I'm going to tape those two together. I'll tape on my pumpkin first, stick him down. And add my sentiment panel or my sentiment flags together and stick those down. And now I feel like my border is naked. So I know I want to add something to my craft card base, so I reached for the largest die in my Stitched Mats Rectangles die set. And as you can see, it only cuts the stitched border around the edge of the card. And that is one of the really awesome features here, because you don't need an additional panel of cardstock to glue to the front of this to get that effect. So now I'm going to just stick everything down. I'm happy with my card base and how my focal panel turned out. I'm just adding plenty of tape. And I really like how this turned out. It was actually really simple to do, and I really like the finished result. I hope you do too. Push it down, secure it to my card front, make sure it doesn't fall apart. So here's another look at both cards that I made for today's challenge. I think they're cute. I have so much fun making projects for this challenge. Don't forget to check out all of the details for this month's monthly meetup challenge on our blog at shoplittleinker.blogspot.com, and our special sale on the Cover Up Die Swirl, marked down to $14.99 from $21.99. Thanks so much for joining me.